Well, we are, of course, now into the month of March, so those with the new Medicare policies should be getting familiar with them. Of course, if you are new to Medicare or just turning 65, there is certainly a lot to learn. Here with some information, our friends from Douthat Insurance. We have David and Margaret Douthat here with us. Great to have both of you with us.
It's good to be here.
Yeah,
Thank
good
you.
morning.
Last time I saw you, we were dancing the night away at the Kingsport Chamber dinner.
Right. It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Well, certainly if you're turning 65 this year, you were telling me a lot of questions and a lot of people asking a lot of questions about information.
So often people aren't really understanding how to actually enroll in Medicare Part A and Part B. And so the first thing is typically you're 65 years of age, and so that's when Medicare is available to you. And if you are already drawing Social Security prior to turning 65, in the mail will come that really famous red, white, and blue card that has your Medicare Parts A and B on there. But that also presents questions from people like, well, how come I didn't get my card in the mail? And if you're not drawing Social Security, even if you would like to begin your Medicare, if you're not working, you're retired, and you need insurance, you actually have to let them know that you would like to sign up. And I say, raise your hand, say, I want this. And so you have to do the application online, or you can do a phone appointment with the Social Security Administration. But it does present a lot of questions, and people don't often know how to navigate that beginning process.
And I was going to say, when we talk about open enrollment, there's all these different options. So is that the case as well when you're turning 65 and you're signing up?
You have the same options at that time. So, really, a lot of times you have a lot more options because you have all the options open to you, whether it's a supplement or advantage plans or just a prescription drug plan, whatever you want to do when you turn 65. And some of that is limited. You only have a few months to be able to do one of those plans without health questions. So when you first come on Medicare, and we're talking about coming on at 65, but you could, work longer and come on later. You still have those same options.
The other part is sometimes people will actually be disabled. And so once they have been qualified as disabled and not able to work and have insurance that way, 24 months from when disability begins is when they'll be notified that they have Medicare Part A and Part B. So again, they're not applying, they're being notified that they're eligible, and they'll have opportunities to choose plans to go with their Medicare as well. So there's a lot of questions, a lot of confusion as to what's going on, and so we just want to help get the word out that there's lots of different ways to get enrolled in Medicare.
And there's a lot of advertisements. So people have been seeing these, and I'm sure too, a lot of them sound really good, and you get these grocery cards or you get these free gym memberships. I mean, there's all of this stuff, so they must have a lot of questions when they're coming to you.
I think the grocery card is one of the big questions this year because it must have really been advertised. We don't see that many advertisements, but obviously it has been, and it's very limited. You have basically have a special needs, a chronic special need, so a health condition that gives you the chance to have one of the plans that has the health or the food card on it. So it's not just everybody can have the food card, and they did change some of the regulations this year. So plans that did have over-the-counter opportunities with food on it last year, this year you have to have a chronic condition just to be able to get that this year. So it changed a little bit. So some people lost a little bit of benefits that they'd had previously.
Yeah, and I think it's important to state that this isn't something that's included in Medicare Part A and Part B. This is an additional benefit that insurance companies are tacking onto their plans. And so that's why there are certain plans that might offer something, but anytime there's something being offered, there is something connected to that, so a condition, a criteria, an eligibility format of some kind. And so it's important to understand that just because it's being advertised that way doesn't mean everyone qualifies or would benefit from that particular option.
And I would imagine everybody has different circumstances. Everybody's different. I feel like when you talk to somebody, it's like, you need to get on my plan works great. But then for the conditions that you might have, it may not be the right plan.
Correct.
Yeah, there's so many different options with the plans, and what works for one, maybe even a couple. The husband may be best on a different plan than what the wife's on. So that's all options within Medicare system. And some people are not Medicare eligible yet, so affordable care is out there. And so if you're leaving your job and you're losing your health insurance, you can still go on an affordable care plan during the year also.
And of course, if you're a veteran, then you have other options as well.
You do have other options. There are veteran-specific plans that doesn't some of them don't have prescription drugs, because a lot of veterans get VA, get their prescriptions through the VA, or they're on TRICARE or Champ VA or something, so they don't need the prescription part. So it adds money back into their Social Security check to go on one of those plans. So there's special things just for veterans, which very good.
Yes, absolutely. But boy, there is a lot of information, a lot to sift through, especially if you are new and just coming on this and just turning 65. So many different circumstances.
Yeah, or sometimes just people moving into this region. When you move, sometimes you have to change plans. So just moving in may be a time to make that change.
All right. Well, we're going to give everybody some information. If you would like to learn more, of course, their office right there on South Wilcox. It is Douthat Insurance. You can check out their website as well, or give them a call.
The preceding portion of Daytime Tri-Cities was sponsored by Douthat Insurance.